So, I've been owing my viewers a StarTrix list for bumping the bloody. I've been owing it for bumping the tripod, but anyways, yeah, I've been owing this for the past maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks. I've been a bit lazy on that. Not gonna sort of stray away from that, but we can get this over and done with now. I figured I might as well do it since we are under a new format, and so I can show off this list as it would be in the new format, even though there's only actually been one change between this and the list that you saw on the video. Uh, Side deck not inclusive of this because I can't actually remember what my side deck was card for card in that video, so it might have changed. But I'm pretty sure that the main and extra deck haven't had any changes except for the one enforced change. So I'll get that over and I'll discuss that a little bit later. So this deck is basically designed to run a whole bunch of different little engines. It's kind of like Hat, and so obviously the first part of it is going to be the Seraph Engine, 3 each of the chair and stick. You'd have thought these would have been hit, but I don't know. Maybe it was too soon for these to be hit. They'll probably get hit in the next list, and along with most of the shadow stuff, because a lot of people were picking shadows to get hit, and they just didn't. Another sort of personal choice for myself was the 3 halberd. A couple of the decks that I sort of got inspiration from only ran the 2, because I didn't like the drawing it, like clogging it up in a hand and whatnot. I was actually quite content with it. I actually saw it often enough at 3 where it wasn't like incredibly, where it wasn't really bad. Most of the time, this was pretty much useful just to put some extra damage in. And even if I did need to cut down, I would easily just side one of these out for the Thunder King in the side deck. So I've been quite happy with Halberd at 3 for now. We then have Tramped engine consisting of 3 Mammalio and 2 Dionea. Some people might think that 1 Dionea is more than enough. I honestly feel like 2 is a bit more necessary now with the loss of Lavavel Chain, because you no longer have the ability to just stack this on top of the deck and then draw into it like Upstart or anything like that. So I like the only time you're likely to get this is for me I'm probably more likely to get this in an opening hand, because I like a lot of people will know how I feel when I just continually open Dionea but just no Mammalios. A lot of people, for some reason, have just ended up doing that, even though even they run Dionea at 1. They see the Dionea, but they just never see the Mammalios. So it does actually kind of kill off a bit of consistency with the Tramped engine, but the Tramped engine was primarily there to get the traps to the hand and get those on board and whatnot. My last 2 monsters are Max C, just Max C. Not going to say too much about that. Then for the spells is the triple Upstart. I still think this is slightly better than Pot of Duality, because the difference between this deck and Hat is that there's a lot more special summoning going on, like with stick chair, halberd, and you want to be able to go for Xyz plays more often than not. So that's why I'm sticking with the Upstart Goblin. They're a little bit less effective with the lack of Lavavel Chain, but we just have to deal with that, I suppose. 2 MST. Might consider bumping this up to 3, just because Mistake can be a bit annoying against this deck. So I'd like to have ways to get over that. And Mistake will probably still be run like to deal with stuff like Satellas and whatnot. Because that's another thing. And now that Necros have a few less search cards, like if they even do get like the 1 search card that they need, and then Mistake happens, they just pretty much auto lose. Like they're pretty much just about auto lost anyway. They didn't have MST or anything like that, but now it's just a bit more exaggerated on that. Final 4 spells, each one of Book of Moon, Mind Control, Soul Charge, and Raigeki. I was actually quite content with Mind Control so far. I was pretty happy with the way that worked out. I was able to steal some stuff and get some good Xyz plays going off of that. Then for the traps, 3 Call the Haunted, because it works with Stick, it works with Dionea. I mean, not even Dionea, Mammalio. It's like an MST in and of itself if you get Mammalio back, so it's really, really good. We then have the double breakthrough skill. For some reason, I decided I wanted to use this instead of Phoenix Chain. It's been a while since I played the deck, so my reasonings aren't quite as fresh in my head as I would like, but whatever. 2D Prison and 2 Mirror Force, because I wanted to get shit out of the way as much as I possibly could. And of course, not everything is going to go away instantly if I Mirror Force, so that's where the D Prisons came in. Then for my hull traps, went with the Time Space, the Trap Hole Nightmare, and the Banlist. I can't remember if I had the Time Space mained in the DN Match Time video. I think I might have still had the double Trap Hole Nightmare, but I decided to go with the Time Space Trap Hole because it's an out to Cliffort. And Cliffort never actually got hit on this list, so they're still going to be a freaking annoying thing to deal with. Then the last 3 would be the Vanities, the Soul Genlock in the game right now, although not really because Christu is still a thing. Solemn Warning and Torrential Tribute, just to get shit out of the way and to be annoying and to be trollsy and shit. So that's the main deck, which should be 40 cards if I'm running upstarts in it. For the extra deck, I'm going to start off with the higher ranks. I'm running an M7 because I am running 2 rank 5s in the form of Pleiades and Diamond. I'm pretty sure you can work out why I've got those in the deck. I then have Deltaros. That's one of my 3 level 4s, and then the other one being Ouroboros. They're probably just the 2 best ones in my opinion. If you were playing something like Shadows, then you would obviously also go with the Illuminite, but in this case, it's not really that great. Dark Rebellion. If I did this list before the new ban list came into effect, this would be a Lavalval Chain. Like right before I started this video, I took the Lavalval Chain out for the most obvious reason it's banned, and put this in here just because it's like one of my favorite Xyz mosses in the game. So I'm just like, screw it, I might as well throw it in there. Then we have Emerald for recycling stuff. Exciton blows shit up. Heartland Draco, Game Stealer. Ptolemaeus, because you go Pleiades with this. Pleiades is an awesome card, good card. Then the 101, Castell, Abyss Dweller, Cowboy, and Ragnar Zero. Still haven't gotten a super one of those. Should probably work towards getting that. Anyways, for the side deck, the 1 Thunder King, of course, obvious, good card. Like I said earlier, sight it in, take out a Assault Halberd if I need to. I've been really content with the way it's been working. I mean, if you saw the match time video, then you'll know how much of a tank Thunder King was. I played Grand Mole. This was actually somewhat effective at the local that I went to earlier. That local I mentioned, which I actually now remember all the matchups for. I used this against Vanilla Pendulums. I think it was round 3 or something like that. Yeah, round 3 against Vanilla Pendulums. It was really good because it just kept getting their stuff off the board, and I was attacking with another monster. So I was really quite content with the way that that performed. Isn't that great against Cliffords, but whatever. It gets really good. It's really good for getting shit off the board. Then there's a couple of Flying Seas for BA matchup, because for some reason BA is a bit of a bogey matchup for me. I just can't seem to beat them for the life of me. I mean, I did get that 1 win, which is pretty good, but aside from that, I've been getting my ass handed to me. 1 MST, 2 Twister, because, again, I hate Cliffords. Cliffords probably the biggest threat to this deck, because if you know how to use your resources well enough, you should be able to out-resource Satellas. So, and I know the deck well enough to know that if they have their perfect back row set up, then you pretty much just auto lose. But in those other situations, you should be able to push your way through them. So if there's a second Trap Hole Nightmare, Chaos Trap Hole. I wish I had a second one. I would not have minded a second one against particular. I can't quite remember. But like against particularly against the Tellers, would be nice to have a second one of those. So Iron Wall, because Trish is now a thing that just about everybody can run. So, yay. Also Infernoids. Infernoids are really annoying for me. Shadow Mirror, obvious BA, Shadow matchups, and then the Mind Crush to just get shit out of the way. Mind Crush is going to be a lot deadlier against Necros because, like, with less search cards, then when they actually do get their own search cards, you just get rid of whatever the hell that they're trying to use, and it's just like GG. That's one thing I have. That's one of the things that that concern me about whether or not Necrons will be good this format is just the fact that they really now only a one-dimensional sort of deck. They were more than that when they had Ginlock, but they had the Ginlock taken off of them now for good reason. But that's what that is. I sure as hell hope that notification doesn't pop up in the video. Because I got a notification on Facebook and it just be like, blah, 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 posted in something locals. So, yeah, that's the StarTrix deck. At some point, I will probably take this to another local and update it. But I think for this Sunday, I'm probably just going to go back to Shadows because I want to give that a bit of a test run now. I'm really wanting to play our 3 Veiler in that now and then run the Trish in it because Trish is Trish. It's Trish. It's awesome. It's just there. Gonna just sort of kiss ass about it, but whatever. Yeah, that's about it. So see you for whatever it is that I do next.